Well, it's past 7:30. It's, yeah. Okay. Clerk Paul, can you call the committee to order, please?
Lennon.
Here.
Roywood.
Here.
Leisure.
Here.
Bate.
Here.
Pabon.
Here.
Ruiz.
Here.
Aranella.
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
8 present, Mayor.
Okay, before we get into our presentation for tonight, you have on your desks a letter from J. Sterling Morton High School with Clerk Paul's note about the fact that they've asked for this parade. So I'm going to ask for a straw poll approval of the parade, and it shall have for formal ratification on the council on the 14th. This did go to Unified Command, and all 4 officers of Unified Command approved it. So, Alderman Lennon, are you okay with it?
Yes.
Alderman Roywood?
Yes.
Alderman Leisure?
Yes.
Alderman Fay?
Yes.
Alderman Pavone?
Yes.
Alderman Ruiz?
Yes.
Alderman Aranella?
Yes.
Alderman Carmichael?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, for our presentation tonight, we have Dave Hallsberg from the Berwyn Development Corporation to explain to us Project Homegrown with a couple other informations regarding some other items. Go on, Dave.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the council. Project Homegrown is proposed to be located at 6931 Roosevelt Road. We know it as a vacant site immediately to the east of Culver's on Roosevelt Road. Project Homegrown is proposed to be a retail incubator project for the city of Berwyn. The project would be located east of Culver's, south of Roosevelt Road, west of Clinton, and north of the alley. There would be 10 to 12 cottage-style shops that would be 12-foot by 12-foot inside, all of the same architectural design with a similar color palette. These shops would be required to operate on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from June to mid-December. Entrepreneurs would be selected with a weighted review process by a community of 13 volunteers. Minority-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses, and Berwyn residents would receive a weighted advantage in that selection process. We would also select and prioritize products that are desired in the community that don't exist or have limited availability. Selected tenants would pay $2,500 for the lease period and a fee for common area maintenance and services on a monthly basis. Background of this particular project came originally from what was called the Western Market of Muskegon, Michigan, and the Batavia Boardwalk shops in Batavia, Illinois. The idea of these shops is to encourage local maker entrepreneurs to take that next step from a pop-up shop in a farmer's market to a limited hour storefront. Project Homegrown would give entrepreneurs an ability to try out the market before committing themselves to a full-blown store operation. It is our hope that Project Homegrown will inspire entrepreneurs to graduate from this project to storefronts in the community. The proposal stands that the Berwyn Development Corporation would oversee the selection of tenants and operation of the project. Community partners would be sought to assist in the project in limited ways. For example, Culver's has agreed to license the parking spaces adjacent to the project. The Women's Business Development Center has agreed to provide a training program for the entrepreneurs, and so on. The proposed budget anticipates a cost of $250,000. The city's Roosevelt Road Tax Increment Financing District is being requested to fund $200,000 of the project cost, and the Berwyn Development Corporation will fund the remaining balance. The design of the shops will provide the ability to relocate them at a future date if in the event the city desires to sell the property or if an alternative site is identified for the project at a later date. Berwyn businesses and community members joined the BDC for a tour of the Batavia Boardwalk shops, on August 14th. The reaction was very positive, and we've got some quotes there for you. Now, if in the event that our cost exceeded our budget, we do have a second option on how to go ahead and proceed with the project, and that would be using sea crates rather than the cottages, but of the same design and effect that we proposed here with the cottages. We've been trying to identify costs associated with this. We have a budget that we've put together. We've gone out to market, but we're trying to really solidify our numbers. But we believe what we have is a good number to make sure that the project can occur.
Dave, I don't know if you mentioned it, but this is not going to be year-round. This is only during certain months, correct?
This would be, again, from the months of June to December,
Okay.
and
when you
only
say-
operating on a limited hourly basis.
When you say sea crates, are those old containers? You know, they're doing a lot with the old containers with housing and pools and stuff like that. Is that what you're referring to?
That's exactly right. That's our backup plan. The cost effectiveness of that is much easier to do, and they're easy to go ahead and relocate and move as well. But the design of them, if you could imagine an 8x20 sea crate, it would have a double glass door on the front of it. It would have skylights on top of it. It would have a porch coming off the front of it, similar to what the cottages have that we've designed here that are in your packets.
And there's not going to be any businesses that are selling foodstuffs. This is going to be strictly other types of goods, correct?
Correct. There can be no food sales because there's no water that's being provided in the units. The units would have heating, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, electric, and then they would have security cameras.
Okay. Any questions from the council?
What about restrooms or anything?
Restrooms, there would be porta-johns located by the alley end, and they would be screened. But Culver's, again, has a very receptive attitude towards this project, and I want to thank Tony Griffin, my predecessor at the BDC, for the openness, and Guy Hollis, the Culver's operator.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a couple.
Go on.
This is obviously, like how you mentioned it, it's almost like a bridge, right, for some entrepreneurs to maybe expand and potentially move into brick and mortar at some point. How do you all right now work with entrepreneurs or hope to work with them so that you continue that pipeline of folks maybe graduate out of this space into a location that you're keeping people coming in?
That's a part of the process, and let me use Batavia as an example. In its first year, they had 8 shops that were there. 7 of the businesses graduated into storefronts. So that helped 7 storefronts, so to speak, in downtown Batavia fill. So for us, one of the months training that they have, let's call it the November period, October, November, as they're getting ready to graduate out of the program, we'll be showing them property that's available in the community that they could go ahead and lease or purchase. And so we'll come in and work with them on their business plans using the Women's Business Development Center, and then talk about financing opportunities that the BDC can do. So this is actually a wonderful segue for us to go ahead and graduate these folks through an education program that we're going to have designed, but then also through a financing program to help them make that next step.
That's awesome. And so I love that. For the folks that maybe can then take their spot, right, after they maybe graduate out, are you all thinking of other ways to work with entrepreneurs who maybe don't have brick and mortar right now, but are starting ideas of, maybe they're active in the community, to kind of engage them to create that pool so
Yeah.
that they can enter that process?
Yeah, to answer that, Alderman, I think that what we're looking for is you get to be in the shop for 1 year. Albeit there might be a family emergency that happened that we would be understanding if something needed to be a little bit flexible. But the idea is you get your shot at this, and then we're going to go ahead and graduate you into a store, or you're going to decide that's just not right for you.
And
What
then I guess-
happens though, Dave, I think what he's alluding to is, say you have a full list for the first year, but you have 2 or 3 other businesses that are still interested in starting with a smaller entrepreneur to move on. Do we have any other programming to possibly help them out?
Yes, we can, again, continue to work with them on their business plans with WBDC, who's our partner in that. As well, we would continue to show properties where they could go ahead and rent, because that would be traditional. A lease environment is usually before somebody jumps in and does a purchase.
And they have programming all the time, Alderman, that helps entrepreneurs to start their business.
Right.
They have programs all the time that they invite the community to all the time.
No, that's great, and I just think like, with this being a new opportunity, I think it's important to scaffold it so that
Mhm.
people can go through the process and it becomes really successful. I think the other thing I wanted to ask, because I'm really familiar with the work that they do over in Bronzeville with their incubator. I've worked with them for some years now. And it's really nice how they have events throughout the year to generate more attention to the space. So you guys thinking of setting up, you know, certain events, maybe have music throughout the year, just to get more people to come out. So, you know, that can help also get folks out to those businesses and get people excited about the space too.
Yeah, that would be something we would like to do. A good example would be taking Clinton and blocking Clinton off once a month, and then augmenting that with what we have going on. So it could be bringing artisans in for Artisans Weekend or First Friday, or some event like that. That's something you would expect us to see us do. The other thing is we'd like to be able to see that this boardwalk area be used in the evening for private events. It will be a gated area. It will have lights, music, everything else, but we think that there could be special events that could be held there as well.
Thank you.
Alderman Carmichael?
A couple questions. Residents were concerned about the hours. They just wanted to know, do you have an approximate hours right now? Or?
Yes, it would be on Friday afternoons, Saturday during the day, and then Sunday afternoons.
Okay, cool. And then the other question that a lot of people have was, what's like the waste management schedule or plan that you have for that?
I mean, we would be working with Waste Management for twice, pickups to occur, and hopefully that we can get them to come in a pro bono partner, community partner with us.
Cool. And then in terms of like general maintenance around there, is that something you would take care of as well?
Yeah, we'll have a staff member that's assigned to this, and part of the CAM fees that we'll be charging, the common area maintenance fees, will go to whatever's necessary to facilitate the proper maintenance of the property.
Cool. Sounds good.
Any other questions?
Just one. So Dave, WBDC is actually a women's business development center. Are they gonna work with any of the startup or profit?
They do work with anybody. When I was running Invest Aurora, WBDC was my partner and actually my tenant in my space. But they represent all and anyone.
Oh, they do? I didn't know that
Yeah.
about them.
So they're a great resource. They're a wonderful partner. And Cook County itself would like to be a partner with us in some way in this project.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anything else? All right, David, you showed me all the material on this. It looks like a great venture, so we can get this off the ground, it'd be great. Okay, I have nothing else for the open forum. Dave, didn't you have a couple other items you wanted to go over, though?
I thought we would, well, you know what, I can share it here, and then if you don't mind, I'd share it again just at City Council
Okay.
meeting itself. But on your table in front of you, Alderman, is a Back to Business. This is a grant program where our local businesses can get grants between $5,000 and $150,000. The BDC was selected by Cook County and Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity to be what's called a hub, or excuse me, a spoke partner in getting this money out into the community. So I would encourage any of you that would like to go ahead and walk your ward and walk to the business community. We are happy to provide flyers and a staff member to go with you. We're going to be doing it anyways, but we know some of you like to be out in your wards, and we're happy to have you come with us as we speak to the businesses and say, it takes 10 minutes tops to fill out this application, and we are in a priority zone to get these dollars. We did a great job when it came to the Cook County Recovery Initiative. We got 90 businesses here in the community, $10,000 each. We'd like to get more money out into the business community under this program, and there's twice as much money available. And we now have priority because of how our community is situated. So again, the little rules here are that the revenues need to be under $20 million, and they had a reduction in revenues from the prior year. The hardest hit industries such as hotels, salons, fitness centers, and restaurants are all prioritized. The disproportionately impacted areas that were economically distressed, such as Berwyn, are again prioritized. So when you think about those businesses here in our community, these are all ones that are moving to the top of the pile of getting funded. And businesses who have yet to qualify for state or federal assistance also are prioritized. Now, that's not to say you couldn't get the PPP or the Cook County recovery. You just can't double dip and use the dollars that you got previously with this, for the same thing with these dollars. And we're going to help navigate any of the businesses that need to go through this process, but I'd ask each of you to be our partner in making this successful and us getting the maximum dollars out into the community.
And I was with State Representative Lisa Hernandez and State Senator Tony Munoz earlier today, and they both expressed the fact that Berwyn was doing so well in getting these dollars and administering them properly, not just with the monies we got in from ARP, but also with what you're referring to. Apparently, Berwyn has been getting a lot of dollars with respect to this pandemic assistance. So hats off to you guys for doing your part. I know Ruth's been handling most of our part here, so we're doing really well with trying to help out our people and our businesses, so.
Great. Thank you,
I have
Mr.
a
Mayor.
question on that. They have to have had bought their business before December 31st of 2019, right?
Correct.
So if they bought last year, they're not eligible.
Correct. I met with the Wire, for example, today, the new ownership, and said, you know, we can't help you on this, but there are other ways that will help you. So if there's any businesses that are in need of something, you know, let them sit down with us, and we'll see what we can package to help them out.
Okay. Did you have anything else, Dave?
No, sir.
Anybody else have anything? Okay, then we'll see you back at 8 o'clock. Do I have a motion to adjourn the committee of the whole?
So moved.
Second.
Let in by fate. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. See you back at 8. The camera's still on.
How are you? Good, how are you? Good, thank you.
Hey, Rob. Sure.
come to think of it, I don't remember you being there.
Hey, bro.
Now, in retrospect,
I'm gonna write all this up right now. Oh, you're good. So I can just say like 5 minutes for all over. Maybe everybody will have
Hi, Marge. Sorry, it came in all crazy today.
That's okay.
big old tree, just smashed down a power line. Oh, yeah? Yeah, Chicago Fire?
just told me a minute ago.
Oh, thank you.
Alderman Fate,
Rich,
tell
can
that
you
woman in the
pass that
first row to
this
put her
way
mask
when
on,
you're done?
please.
The sponsorship. The sponsorship.
Okay.
What do I do for? During a meeting on the agenda?
Good stuff. Yeah, lucky, lucky.
Clerk Paul, can we call the council meeting in order, please?
Lennon,
Here.
Roywood. Here. Fate.
Here.
I'm sorry, Leisha.
Here.
Fate.
Here.
Pabon.
Here.
Ruiz.
Here.
Arenella.
Here.
Carmichael.
Here.
8 present, Mayor.
Can we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and please remain standing? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could please keep in our thoughts and prayers the family of Charles Anthony Sang, who recently passed away. He is the father-in-law of our second ward Alderman Jim Woywood, and keep also in our mind all the personnel we have on the streets tonight. Thank you. Does anybody wish to address the open forum from the audience? Yes, sir. No, behind you, Dave. Oh, that's all right. Okay, all right.
I just have 2 items for the council this evening. The first is just announcing the Berwyn Community Car Parade, which will be on Saturday, August 28th at 4 p.m. And anybody that's interested can go to our website at berwyn.net and check that out. And then the second is a call out to our business community on a back to business grant between $5,000 and $150,000. More information on that is on our website, but this is to support a strong, equitable recovery for the small business community in Illinois, and especially in communities such as Berwyn. It takes about 10 minutes to fill out this application, and the reward could be anywhere from $5,000 to $150,000, so I encourage our business community to participate. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Daryl Allen, 1638 Home Avenue. Listening circles. We
Still
had,
got the referee shirt on, too.
yes, indeed. I want to make sure you know who I am. There you go. Yes, indeed. So when all is said and done, listening circles. One of your very own, our very own, Claudia Yala, completed the IIRP EDU program and has a beautiful certificate to show for it. The glass certificate, I won't take it out here. However, there is a program that's going on between Temple University and IIRP that if individuals in the administration or in police or fire would be interested in getting certified, the opportunity is available. Our Berwyn, go Berwyn.
Contact you, Mr. Allen? for
Yes,
that?
sir.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Awesome.
Anybody else from the audience? Alderman, anything for open forum? Oh, I'm sorry.
Good evening. My name is Angie Grosditch. I'm the Community Relations Specialist for the Berwyn Police Department. This past month, the Berwyn Police Department has been abundantly involved in community outreach activities. I want to take the opportunity to publicly acknowledge their outstanding work, as well as the outpouring of support from the Berwyn community. On Tuesday, August 3rd, 2 teams of Berwyn police officers participated in the armored truck pull, where they raised $660 to benefit the law enforcement torch run for Special Olympics. On Saturday, August 14th, the Berwyn Police Department opened their doors to the community for the open house event. The day was filled with guided tours of the police station, giveaways, food, and activities for kids. In addition to the family fun, the estimated 500 community members who attended were also able to take advantage of the plethora of city and social service agencies who were on site to provide various resources to all. Pillars offered COVID-19 vaccines on site, Youth Crossroads, Erie House, Berwyn Public Library, and Morton West High School were just a few of the organizations who partnered with us at the event. The event was well attended, and it was especially a joy for our police officers to interact with the youth who came out. On Friday, August 20th, the Berwyn Police Department participated in the 18th annual Coffee for Champions fundraiser, which directly benefits Special Olympics of Illinois. The day began early with a setup at 4 a.m. and lasted through noon. Administration, police officers, and civilian staff members posted outside of Dunkin' Donuts on Cermak Road to welcome members of the community who came to support this amazing cause. Our community showed up in a big way, and Monday, August 22nd, Team Berwyn PD showed up 90 strong for the Run to Remember, which is the Chicago Police Memorial Foundation's annual 5K run walk that raises funds to support families of fallen and catastrophically injured Chicago police officers. Team Berwyn PD raised $1,991 and honored the memory of Berwyn Police Officer Charles Schauer through their participation. The Berwyn Police Department recognizes that the success of these community outreach events would not be possible were it not for the vibrant, caring, and supportive residents of Berwyn. Thank you to every community member who attended, donated, or even simply reposted a Facebook post to help spread the word. Thank you to Mayor Lavero and the 6 aldermen, Lennon, Roywood, Legia, Fate, Ruiz, and Arnella, who have supported the Berwyn Police Department and their community outreach efforts this month through their attendance at the occasions and partnership in communicating these great events to their constituents. These community outreach events are a direct reflection of who the Berwyn Police Department is, an exceptionally dedicated department willing to do what is necessary to continue to foster a trusting relationship with their community. Every single day, our public safety personnel respond to a host of emergencies and calls for help, which puts them in a position to see some of our community's worst problems. Yet, despite the problems and some occasional criticism, these dedicated professionals shine on and continue to not only show up for work daily, but go above and beyond when possible to serve the community because of the tremendous satisfaction they get from helping others. Our community is very lucky to have such a caring and dedicated public safety personnel, people who want nothing more than to serve, protect, and improve our great community. Thank you.
Thank you, Angie. Anybody else? Alderman?
Mayor, I would like to thank the Berwyn Police Department for hosting the open house. Great turnout of residents and people within the community, so it was great. As well, I'd like to call and see if you can work with the building director to examine the ordinances pertaining to building codes in the historic depot district, or historic district.
The Bungalow District?
Bungalow District, as well as if we can review the painting/staining of brick within our zoning ordinance as well.
Okay, and I would also enlist the aid of Dave Hallsberg from the Berwyn Development Corporation in that. So Dave, we'll set a meeting with Chuck and we'll try and get together and kind of re-examine all those items then, okay?
Okay. I've got one other thing as well. I put on everybody's desk here the Rad Abatement Recommendations that we had several years ago. We did recently get invited to Alderman Pabone's meeting, Zoom meeting this week. But in lieu of that, I wanted to pass out this just so everybody can see what we recommended several years ago. And I believe that we really all need to look at a serious new, basically work together with the health department and the city and put some funding into this. We, many of us aldermen that have been here for 1 or 2 terms, now the new aldermen as well, we spent a lot of time on rats. The last several years, it's been horrible. They've increased. We have blighted properties. We have continual burrows and garbage and holes in garbage. I'm up in the streets and in the alleys daily, getting complaints all the time. We need to put something together. Back 20 years ago or so, the health department and the health district was in charge of Rad Abatement. I'm not sure when that changed, but we really need to work with them as well to see how we can expand this service. If we need to hire more people to just focus on rats, alley, education to the folks out there, I think we're all open to look at that. But at this point, we're getting tired as well.
I've already had conversations with the health district president, or whatever you want to title him, but I know with this health district underneath David, Marge, and Jackie, that we'll have a little more cooperation in trying to address this problem, so it's not just a city problem, it becomes a health problem,
Sure.
and we work on it as a team. So we have started that conversation. We still have a long way to go yet, though. I also brought up today with the legislators that I met with the problems that we're facing here. Flooding, rats, and so they're trying to see if there's something, again, that's not necessarily their issue, but they're also trying to see how they can assist us in some type of programming. I know, Alderman Lennon, you sent some items for me to review. I think you sent them to everybody, and I'd like to look at those various ordinances around in just Cook County and Oak Park. But we have been examining that we do have to pick up our program, so
Sure.
we are initial conversations on that.
And I thank Alderman Pabon for inviting us as well, because I know it's a serious issue within
Yeah.
the city, and we do spend a lot of time on this.
And our girl downstairs, Mary Gadini, has charted every site, every sighting, every
Yep.
call that she receives. And I urge the aldermen, if you do receive complaints from your residents, call Mary Gadini with the addresses so we can send out the proper parties. But then we also send out inspectors to examine the blight area, because even the gentleman that we use, the contracting service we use, addresses and tells us where those areas might be blighted and conducive to rat infestation. So please call those in, okay?
Thank you.
Anybody else for open forum?
I just, I have a question for Alderman Leonard real quick. Could we just back up a little bit?
Yeah.
Your request for the ordinance on brick in the historic district, what's the reasoning behind that? What are we looking for?
So I've had a lot more requests, there's been a lot more people requesting painting of brick, and I know we took that out of the ordinance, but I have talked to sources out there that staining of brick is breathable, and it's a better solution than painting a brick. When we did do the ordinance and the zoning several years ago, it was kind of one of those give backs that we had to give back on, but a lot of times we don't know that people paint brick until after they paint it.
Right.
So that was one of the issues we had is, we put it out there that you couldn't paint brick, but then all of a sudden you see a house that's painted, and what do you do after the fact? So, the staining of it might be another way that we can, act out there for.
So we'll take a look at
Thank you.
that.
Yep.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, item C1, please.
Item C1 are the minutes of the Committee of the Whole and the regular meeting of August 10th, 2021.
I would like to make a motion to modify the minutes to reflect that I was present, number one.
Second.
And then also amend item I2 to read my submitted communication, recognize Congresswoman Bush and President Biden for their efforts in extending the moratorium.
Second.
Motion by Pabon, seconded by Carmichael, to amend the minutes, showing that his presence, he was present at the meeting, and amending item I2 regarding his communication by adding the parties that he recognized. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Do I have a motion now on the amended minutes and the Committee of the Whole minutes?
I'll make that motion to.
Second.
Right, you're in.
Go out, Alderman Lennon.
Sorry. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended for the Committee of the Whole and regular City Council.
Second.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Arnella, to approve the amended minutes of the regular meeting and the minutes of the Committee of the Whole for August 10th, 2021. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item E1.
Item E1 is a communication from BDC Director Holzberg regarding the project Homegrown at 6931 Roosevelt Road, with a resolution reading, a resolution authorizing and approving a property management agreement. with the Berwyn Development Corporation, authorizing the Berwyn Development Corporation to negotiate license agreements and authorizing the use of certain funds for the development of a small business micro incubator for the city of Berwyn, county of Cook, state of Illinois.
I will make a motion to approve the attached resolution allowing the use of city property, the oversight of the project, and $200,000 from the Roosevelt Tax Increment Financing District. Fix the necessary signatures and send it on its way to passage.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, second by Fate, to concur with the recommendation of the VDC and approve the attached resolution for the use of the city property, the oversight of the project, and $200,000 from the Roosevelt Tax Increment Financing District. Fix the necessary signatures and place it on its way to passage. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Arinella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J1, please.
Item J1 is the deferred item from August 10th, a recommendation to approve the plat of subdivision for the property at 3727 Wesley Avenue.
I'll make a motion to concur with Director Schiller and approve the plat of survey for the subdivision.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Fate, to concur with Director Schiller and approve the plat of subdivision at 3727 Wesley the Alley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Item J2, please.
Item J2 is the deferred item known as J5 from August 10th, 2021, with additional germane material submitted.
I'd like to make a motion that we concur with Director Schiller's recommendation to lease two F-250 4x4 pickup trucks for 5 years at the amount of $673.50 and $713.59, with a 4% allowance for lighting and lettering. Additionally, installation of snow plows for the pickups at the price of $6,804, with the service to be budgeted in 2022.
Second.
Motion by Ruiz, seconded by Lennon, to concur with the recommendation of Schiller, Director Schiller, and approve the lease of the two pickup trucks for a period of 5 years at $673.50 and $713.59 per month, up to plus a allowance up to 4% to fit the units with lighting, and the plows installation purchase at $6,804 to be paid from the 2022 budget. All those in favor on the call of the roll.
Lennon?
Aye.
Roywood?
Aye.
Leisure?
Aye.
Fate?
Aye.
Pabon?
Aye.
Ruiz?
Aye.
Arinella?
Aye.
Carmichael?
Aye.
8 ayes, Mayor.
Motion carried. Item J3, please.
J3 is a communication from Chief Semaglia, a request to seek bids for a public safety building roof project.
I move that we approve Police Chief Samaglia's request for permission to open the bidding process for an EPDM balustered roof overlay for the police department building.
Second.
Motion by Leisure, seconded by Fate, to concur with Chief Semaglia and allow him to go out to bid for the EPDM ballasted roof overlay of the entire police building. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Lennon, seconded by Roywood, to approve the consent agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Aldermanic committee meetings, Alderman Lennon,
Call the chair.
Alderman Roywood,
Call the chair.
Alderman Leisure.
This weekend, from 1 to 9 on Saturday and 7 to 3 on Sunday, is the St. Odilo Back to School Block Party. You can pick up a flyer at the table here on the way out, and all are welcomed. Also, our last Third Ward cleanup for the year will be September 4th from 9 to 11 at Stanley and Oak Park Avenues. Thank you.
Okay, Alderman Fate,
Call the chair.
Alderman Pabon,
Call the chair.
Alderman Ruiz,
Call the chair.
Alderman Arinella,
Call the chair.
Alderman Carmichael.
Call the chair. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn by Carmichael, seconded by Pabon. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you.
Just push this down.
I'm trying to make sure that you get into the minutes.